I think it was my sister's kids, and I was pretending to be Santa, and I got on the roof and had these bells, ding, 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 ding. All I remember is that I slipped on one of the shingles and I fell off the roof, and one of the kids saw me, and next thing I know, they told my sister, like, I think Santa fell off the roof. And then my sister's like, go to bed. And it was me on the roof. Part of being a parent and playing these little pranks and dad jokes and all these different things, it's a great way to get through a life, man. It's like, why take things so seriously when you are an adult and you have kids? Why make them not believe in something? And also, you've taken your humor away and your spirit as well. So now you're left with just a very serious world. I don't feel there's anything wrong.
Wow, you are taking this Santa thing really far, sir.
No, but I think there's a deep philosophy here. I think, and like, obviously I'm very vested in this because I feel that it gives kids a good childhood. That's what I feel. That simple as that. Our kids' childhood is better off and better served because they believed in Santa. They're figuring it out. So we're going to talk about that. So on the way, they're drilling me tonight. We went somewhere about Santa.
We just did a whole content about this. There's a whole group of people who don't believe in, never have believed in Santa. You think their childhoods are not served well?
No, I'm not judging theirs. I'm saying for me and the way I grew up without a good childhood, without love and all that different things. But I remember Santa made my childhood better because come mid-November, it just got me into the holiday spirit, and like, it just made me feel good about what was happening. And I think that is the case for every person during
I'm playing devil's advocate here.
What's the point of the holidays? Okay, take away Santa, because most of Santa is getting the lights out there, putting the Santa Clauses in your yard, and Frosty the Snowman.
That's not for Santa, though. That's just decorating.
Who is that for, though? If kids don't believe in Santa, if nobody believes in it, there's no point of putting Santa. Kids drive by and they say, "There's Santa Claus, Mama. There's Santa Claus."
I'm saying we don't even have a Santa in our decorations. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I grew up, there was no discussion about Santa. And I never felt like I was missing out on Santa. So when Christmas time, first my dad didn't celebrate Christmas. My mom did. But when Christmas time came, it was like, oh, we're getting presents from our mom because we were well behaved, or we were whatever, or she felt like she knew what we wanted, or we asked her for this or whatever. And I don't have a moment in my memory where I was like, man, I really wish Santa would have come to the house. So I'm saying you are putting a meaning on something because of what it means to you.
Well, yeah, I'm a bit subjective because...
you're very, very subjective.
No, but also it's not just me. It's not that subjective, because otherwise, why would it be prevalent? Why would people believe in it? Why would people want to keep continuing to believe in it? And guys, you can say the same thing about religion. You can say the same thing about mysticism. You can say the same thing about fairies. You can say there's just so many things that people believe in, and a lot of things there is no fact-based evidence for. But that doesn't take away that because you believe in it, it might make you a better person. It might make you, and that's how you get through this life.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
What you believe in is you're not incorrect about if it makes you better.
I'm not even saying you're correct or incorrect. I'm saying that you have opinion,
sure,
or whatever it is about it based on how you grew up or what it made you feel.
Some of it is subjective. But some of it is societal. It's like, okay, well, how do you give kids a good childhood? Giving them the chance to dream and have imagination and all this stuff and fantasize, those are amazing things. If you take away that from a child, when they're younger, they may not develop those skills as they get later in life. And I'm just saying, for Santa Claus, there's no love lost. I've said it. Because once you find out Santa, you can't love something that's not real.
I know, but what I'm saying is, Justin, you making that statement makes it seem like people who don't have the Santa thing are like, oh, you're not having an imagination. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we should or should not give them Santa. I'm saying your stance on it comes across very much like, I
just don't like people who say that you shouldn't believe in something that is great for a child, and like we don't understand the innocence and how vestal kids' minds are. It's like, because we become adults and we become boring. Like we want to project out on the kids like they shouldn't do this because we're boring. No, we're the boring ones. Let kids have all the fun.
You're pretty boring.
But I do agree with you because a lot of times during the holidays, if people didn't celebrate, Santa or whatever, they still have because every year they have presents.
They get together for family. They do whatever.
But why do they have the Christmas tree? This has nothing to do with Jesus. This is all these presents and everything.
No, the Christmas tree. Still, the years that we did have a Christmas tree, it wasn't because we expected Santa to put presents under. It's because that's just where we knew that when we woke up, that's where our presents would be because that's where our mom wrapped them or whatever. So
think about how great it was. At some point, instead of you waking up Christmas morning, somebody just made up the idea of Santa Claus delivered them in the night. How excited were kids? Oh my gosh, the kids who heard that story. Let's say you have that story for 7 years of your life and you're so excited and between November 14th and December 25th, that's all you think about Santa Claus. That is so much joy in a childhood. Now let's say you're 8 years old, 9 years old and you figure out that Santa's not real. Mm-hmm. Does that negate all that joy? Not at all, because in 1 minute you're just like, my parents got one over on me. There's some kids maybe get emotional about it, but come on, dude. It's like me years ago. I thought I was in love with a girl online because she was sending me photos, but really somebody trying to scam me. I've told this story before on this podcast. You should listen to it. But in the end, when I realized it was a scam, my heart wasn't broken because I was in love with...
Your wallet was.
I was in love with an idea of something. I believed in something. I believed this was going to come to fruition and be a relationship. When it really wasn't, I can't not love something that was never real.
No. What I'm saying is I do not think that them believing in it or not believing it is taking away from their childhood. Now, that said, obviously, I'm skipping along with it because whatever, you're so adamant about it. I don't think it's super important because, like I said, I know how I grew up and in no way was I like, oh, Christmas sucks. No, I was excited for Christmas because I still knew that my mom or whoever was, and my uncle, they were still going to wrap presents, put it under the tree. I was still excited in the morning. I was still like, oh, I wonder, even in November, I was like, oh, I wonder what they're going to get us. We still had that. We didn't have the Santa thing, but in no way that I feel like I was missing
I guess you're right. It's fun for me.
That's what I'm saying. It's definitely fun for you.
But why is it fun for me? Because I love the joy in our kids. I love that this part of their life is that hasn't been taken from them yet. Because when they're 12 years old, we can never believe in Santa Claus again. You can never go back because the older kids get, the more mature they get, the more closer they get aligned to adult thinking. And at some point, you have none of that anymore. Right now, I still have it. I can have the dad jokes. I can get away with these things. And I can tell them all these silly things about Santa Claus or whatever, and they believe it. Next year, they're going to be like, Dad, the gig's up. Come on. I know Santa's not real. And I'll be like, yeah, that was hilarious, right? They're not going to be upset.
I don't feel like you will. I feel like you're going to go through the extra mile to try and make them continue
This is the last year, because even tonight in the car, the questions and the probing was just well, what does Mrs. Claus do? And where is he at in the North Pole? And how old is he? And how does he get around all the houses? And I'm just kind of I will tell them he doesn't exist the moment they tell me directly, Dad, come on. I know, I don't think he exists. There's no way. I'd be like, yeah, he doesn't exist. It's something fun that, kids believe in. It's a whole thing. I believed in it until I was 8. And then how do you feel? Gig's up. But don't tell Jersey. That's what I'll say. Don't tell Jersey. Let's give him, Jersey's so smart. He'll probably know.
Well, first of all, there'll be, well, that's it's like you trying to make it seem like the girls aren't smart.
No. But I think because they're twins, it's we're able to keep something going with both of them. But Jersey is going to have 8-year-old or 9-year-olds who's probably going to whisper in his ear Jersey, Santa's not real. That's what I'm saying.
No, the girls are going to do actually the opposite. They're going to do a horrible job of trying to continue to convince him with the worst ways ever.
So how great is it going to be for them when they're 9 and 10 and Mom and Dad don't have to do anything anymore? The girls will be Santa's real, Jersey. Santa's real.
They're going to do a horrible acting job of trying to convince him.
Here's all
Jersey, Santa. No, he's still... That's the type of convincing they're going to be doing. Ava, Jersey.
But
that type of stuff.
How great is that? And then that's going to make them closer because when they get older, they're going to have these stories between each other, during the holidays. And Jersey's going to be I remember you girls trying to convince me. And that is what I'm talking about. You take that away from kids. You take away all that joy, all that love, all that potential of being close.
Again, I still, great, the Santa thing, but that statement just really doesn't ring true because I just gave you a perfect example of how I didn't have that and my joy wasn't taken away.
But don't you think it might be possible that your family might be a little bit closer if you would have had said conversation that I mentioned now?
Nah.
Okay, I disagree with you. I disagree because you're missing out on the memories.
Is your family closer because you guys had Santa?
We were never close anyhow.
So what I'm saying is that didn't bring you closer.
Yeah, but with my sister, my grandmother, and I'm not saying my immediate because that was not good, but I'm saying people from the church because I grew up poor and I realized that we were poor because all the gifts came from the church and Salvation Army and so most of that wasn't even immediate within our family, personally and subjectively, but also what I feel about if people from other religions or traditions or cultures, if they have their own quote unquote type of Santa Claus, I believe in that as well. I believe in that as well. Like I believe in that. I believe in the essence of having kids learn fantasy and building their imagination and in good positive spirit. Like Santa Claus is a positive thing. There's nothing not positive about it. And that's what I'm saying. If it was negative, it'd be a different thing. And it has nothing to do with like being American or whatever. It's everything to do with like whatever culture you embrace. I hope that there's a Santa Claus involved or, whatever it is for the kids. Life gets hard when you become an adult because you don't have much to live for anymore in that regards. I've said it before, like you and I are different. I've had to fight depression. And a lot of getting through life for me is the joy that you allow others to feel channeled through you when you give them the little things like that. It empowers you. It'd be so easy for me to take the easy road and when Santa comes up at 4 years old, nope, doesn't exist. That's it. Solve that. No more Santa Claus. Don't bring it up ever again. Don't ever bring it up.
I'm still trying to understand why you consider it the easy road though.
Okay, I think I sold my case and what I believe. What other people believe and feel, that's great.
No, but what I'm saying is it's fine for you to believe what you believe without saying it's the easy road or it's the this. Like you can just say this is what I believe. I feel like it kind of takes away from, or not takes away, but it makes it seem like that's the right way.
I'm not saying it's the right way. I'm saying if I was a kid, I would prefer to have a dad like me. That's all I'm saying. And in this regards. A playful figure who wanted to use their imagination along with you and build up your imagination and your fantasy so that you have a broad, amazing mind that's capable of anything.
And Santa does that.
There we go, guys. Deep thoughts on Santa tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
I don't want to have the conversation with the kids again. It's the point I'm making.
Yeah, so that's what's going on right now because, it's almost Christmas time, right?
Yes, Christmas is, first of all, wow, that means the year's almost over. You know what? I'm just going to say this. Justin is very... I guess passionate is the word I can use about it. He's very passionate about it, which is why I said I'm going along with it because he's so adamant.
I'm passionate about everything. Like I don't want to hear. No, I don't want to hear that. I'm passionate about every.
Wow, I was trying to finish my sentence and give you a compliment, but you just got to cut me off.
But I thought you were going to say I'm passionate about Santa. I'm not. I'm not passionate about Santa. Go ahead. I want to hear a compliment.
I was lost now. Try really, Justin. You couldn't just let me finish.
Because it's not about Santa. It's like I'm passionate about everything.
Did I even say Santa? You didn't even let me finish what I was trying to say.
Please do.
As I was trying to say, Justin is very passionate about the way he feels that it's engaging to the children and their imagination. So I go along with it because I don't necessarily disagree. I don't feel like, it's hurting them in any type of way. It's just difficult when they're like looking at me saying, hey, is Santa real? Like, I don't like that part of it. I feel like, okay, I gotta say that's the part that bothers me.
We'll deal with that. Thank you guys so much for being here, participating. Please subscribe, leave a review if you can. I know I talked a lot tonight, but I had a lot to say about this.
Santa's real, guys.
Santa's real, not the person, but the idea of what it does, I think should be real. And even when it's not real, let it be real in other ways. Mm-hmm. In other ways in your life, let it be real. That's all I'm saying. Find your Santa Claus in your life to believe in with your kids. If it's not Santa, if it's something, to to bond with and have that community, because when you become serious as an adult, you cannot relate to your kids. Simple as that. That's it. To get in there with your kids and relate, you got to play with them. You got to play with Hot Wheels. You got to play with stuff. Or certain times of the year, you got to get in there with Santa.
Right,
you got to get in there with Santa.
See, white
right.
bearded.
Guys, that's it. I'm exhausted. See ya.
See ya. What a sign off.